Hello, Aquarius. Welcome or welcome back to my Body and Heart Tarot Therapy. I'm here to do the reading for June 2020. I hope you're well, Aquarius. Yes, incredible times we're living in so many different ways, and energetically speaking, it's very intense this month. I hope you're doing well. So yeah, let's see what the reading has for you. This is a general reading for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. If it resonates, it resonates, and if it doesn't, then it's just not your reading. All right, my dear Aquarius, you have Seven of Cups as your current energy. That was fast. Now let's see what's your challenge this month. Great, you have quite a few cards for your challenge. The Queen of Pentacles, the Star, and the Three of Wands as your challenge. See what's your advice. You want 4? Okay, I'll take it. Advice is the Magician. And what's your future energy, my dear? The Four of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck, you have the Seven of Swords. Okay. This is the theme of your reading. What you're working with this month as a whole. I'm going to pull out the clarifiers from another deck, the Wild Unknown Tarot. Now let's see what are these cards here for my dear Aquarius. Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. Please clarify these cards. So you have the Eight of Cups with the Nine of Pentacles as your current energy, along with the Seven of Cups. 7 and 8 and 9. Beautiful. Okay, why are these cards here as your challenge? Right. Okay, interesting that it turned upside down. I don't usually reverse those. All my decks are upside down, so if it actually fell backwards, I think there's a message there. We're gonna get there. Why is the Magician here as your advice? So many cards. Okay, so you have the Father of Cups, Mother of Pentacles, there she is again, and the Sun. Why is the Four of Pentacles here as future energy? Okay. Father of Pentacles. And bottom of the deck, the Devil. The devil of your mind. That's what comes through. So Aquarius, you know already you're smart. I don't need to tell you that you're smart. Whether Aquarius is your sun, moon, or rising. Probably if it's your sun, you think you're smarter than you... you know very well that you're smart and you're recognized for it. If it's sun, moon, or rising, it's more of an internal reflection and also more incorporating probably if you're rising and integrating the archetype of the Aquarius within yourself. The trouble on the spiritual path is that the mind can take us this far, you know, literally this far, till the 7. Oh, everything that goes beyond the 6 of Swords, actually, which was finally the mind decided to go into service and recognizing the bigger picture and recognizing the other as an extension of the self. Everything beyond that, in the growth process, the mind is not helping. The mind starts like rationalizing too much. It starts like getting lost. So you can't put your focus, or you can't expect your mind to pull you forward anymore. It's the other way around. Now you have other senses that you've developed, like your heart wisdom, that needs to take the lead. And the mind will just become supportive or actually resisting quite a lot. And I like that it comes with the devil, you know, because the devil, it's about our addictions, about our behavioral patterns, about the things that pull us back. And that's of the mind. And you see this guy here is like trying to, I don't know, run away with these swords and steal and things like that. It's about being deceitful, but it's not about you necessarily trying to be deceitful with others. I think it's more about deluding yourself. So where are you deluding yourself in order to keep yourself trapped? Why do we do this? Why do we keep ourselves trapped? It's not because we're stupid or because we're evil. It's because we are afraid. This is the energy of fear, and the mind is trying to rationalize old patterns because it's afraid of change. It's afraid of the unknown. The known pattern is better than complete unknown, you know? So look at where your mind is trying to deceive you. And it's not doing so, again, it's just trying to protect you, keep you safe. But if you're anchored in your heart space, if you're anchored on your spiritual path and understanding of why is this happening, why on earth are we here, and what's the point of all this, of life on earth, of this reincarnation that you're living right now, on why is this here? It's not because you want to just pull a tantrum like a 7 years old or 5 years old trying to get more candies, or we always want to grow, we always want to experience, we want to expand our consciousness in ourselves. That only happens through love. We need to understand what is it at the making of our beings and our existence. Of course, we can see all the limitations of the human condition, but we also need to expand the potential, and that's not in the mind. Of course, mind can play as I said, it plays a very supportive role up until now. It took you where you needed to go, and it helped you quite well. I'm sure that it helped you, say, in school to graduate, whatever that was, whether it was high school or university or whatever. It helps you figure out what needs to be figured out. It helps you understand humanity to a certain degree, and out of the old signs, Aquarius, you're the one more concerned with humanity at large. And it can help you come up with solutions. It's a sole problem solving machine. It's good, but it's not going to help you in your own personal process anymore. And that's very important. And I think this month is about deconditioning. This month is about really, really turning your attention with kindness at where are you holding yourself back? Where is the self-sabotage? What is the fear that you are unwilling to feel? What are you most afraid of? That you're going to fail, or that you're going to succeed, or that you're going to die, or that you're going to be alone, that you're going to be rejected? What are the fears at the base of your self-sabotage? What are the thoughts that you're using in order to not feel that, or to not look into that? How are you rationalizing your addictions? Whether that's addiction to substances, whether that's addiction to media, whether that's addiction to watching movies, whether that's addiction to anything. It's about addicting behavior. It's not about the actual thing. Can be addicted to sports. As long as you use something to distract yourself from the real problem, that's addiction, whatever that is. And I'm not saying that we always need to be 100% focused on our growth and on being perfectly expanding into consciousness and things like this. Of course, we need breaks. Of course, we need to self-care. Of course, we need to zoom out every once in a while. But we do need to also come back on track and recognize what works for me and what works against me. Okay, so current energy, you have the 7 of Cups, 8 of Cups, and the 9 of Pentacles. Sevens in general, they are challenging energy. They are spiritual challenges that need to be overcome for spiritual growth. And I see that both emotionally, mentally, you're at the 7, right? Which is quite high, by the way, on a scale, because from 1 to 10, right? Like if on the minor arcana, the pips. Sorry, I feel a very strong wave of energy at the chest, and it's intense. It's intense. I think it's related to the reading, but it's hard to make sense out of it right now. The point is that there is a lot of growth here. You know, you've already agreed, both on your mind and on your emotional level, that you want to come into service. You want to be of use for the humanity at large by using your skill or whatever it is that you have, your gifts, how to share that into the world to make the world a better place. Nah, it's not. You're not just thinking about yourself here. There's growth. Sevens also talk about taking stock, assessments. So you are asked, obviously, to take a very clear assessment of your mind and what is it that I told you, like what are the patterns that are holding you back? How are you rationalizing that for yourself? How are you holding yourself back through self-sabotage? That's shadow work, baby. So this month you really asked to do shadow work, which, by the way, it's one of the most uncomfortable spiritual work that we can do, or psychological work, or personal growth work in general, however you want to look at it, or from whatever lens or perspective. But it is nonetheless one of the most fruitful in that sense, because that's when we start discovering truths, and that's when we start growing more. And especially if you've done a lot of spiritual work, it's very, very recommended to keep doing shadow work, because the brighter the light, the darker the shadow. The more we get illuminated in certain aspects and understand things from a perspective or another, you know, that feeling of awakening and of understanding, of clarity and so on, the more the correspondent with that will get darker. And we all do have blind spots. We all do have parts of us that we are not aware of, that are manipulating us from the subconscious mind. And it's manipulative the same way that this Seven of Swords suggests, again, because we have unresolved fears, and because we do function based off patterns. We don't need to come more and more to the present moment and rely on the patterns less and less. So 7 of Cups, 8 of Cups, 9 of Pentacles. Well, present moment, yes, here you are. Emotional awareness as well. See how your emotions are affecting your physical world. Are you being very impulsive sometimes? It's not necessarily very strictly your archetype, but who knows what else is in your chart, you know. You may have fire, you may have water, you may have other things in your chart that are quite playing an important role. And I don't know, like, we don't even go into interpreting charts and aspects and oppositions and all that and whatever it is that it's. We all have our paradoxes and conflicts within ourselves, right? And it may be that sometimes, you know, our moods, our emotional baggage can affect the physical world a lot. Maybe how we relate to our jobs, how we relate to other people, how we relate to family, how we relate to all that. You may be low-key too. Maybe your tendency is not necessarily being incredibly impulsive in the sense that you start fighting, but you can become famously called Aquarius. When you retreat and when you ghost, or when you put a wall up, nobody can fucking reach you. See how your relationship with your emotions is affecting your real world. That has repercussions in real life, right? And from this point, as you sit with your emotions, as you sit with your mind in the process, see what is it that you need to leave behind. because they're particular. We can get addicted to emotions as well. Sometimes we're so used with certain type of emotions that can be actually negative, not just the positive ones, that we are unconsciously putting ourselves in the situation to create more of that, because again, that is what is familiar. So many times we can end up, like, say, being addicted to drama or depression, or we say we were raised being told that, I don't know, in a certain emotional climate, that it's horrible sometimes, but that's how we make sense of our reality. That is the reality for us. So whenever we feel a little bit lost, we go back into that, create with the mind. The mind is creating these weird opportunities for us to feel not good enough, not smart enough, to feel on the edge, to feel however we feel. So you see, like, there's a lot in there. Some of these cups hold, I don't know, jewelry and promises of success and all that, but some of them have some pretty dark shit in there. I don't even know what this ghost is supposed to be doing. The dragon, probably. If you tame it, fine. If not, it's going to bite the crap out of you. So is the snake. It's about, see what serves you. The snake, for example, it's a very good example of understanding what's poisonous for us, what's toxic for us. And you are asked to leave that behind. You are asked to not get overly attached of the things used to feel like this. And sometimes we idealize our feelings in the past as well. We become melancholic about, say, when we were younger and we were in love with I don't know whom, even though that was super superficial and probably was coming from a very unhealthy thing. Sometimes we can get super passionate about people and quite obsessive. Sometimes, depends, of course, of your life experience. But see what you're glorifying in the past that's not really true, and what emotions from the past, from your early childhood that you grew up with and that you're somewhat addicted to, are really not serving the purpose anymore, the purpose of your growth, the purpose of the purpose of expansion and of be of service to the to love. And you see on the Nine of Pentacles, it's also telling you that you are safe. It's a safe space here for you to do this. I see these feathers creating this garden. It's a boundary, it's a boundary. And it's understanding from your mind level how you can how can you end this cycle. When I'm saying ending cycles, it doesn't mean like, okay, I'm done with this lesson, fuck it, I'm going to the next one, which is, I don't know, next plane, so much better, everything's gonna be just dandy and fantastic. No, it's not that. It's about unlocking your energy to keep moving, to flow, to naturally expand. But sometimes, yeah, we need to hold space for this. And hey, you have that space, and you have the luxury of you have the luxury. This is a luxury. Being able to sit with ourselves, being able to question ourselves, being able to sort out our thoughts and our emotions. That is a privilege. When we are in survival mode, there's nothing of this. It's just run for your life. And it's something we need to remember. You have the space. You have the resources. There is abundance enough in your life for you to do this work now, so do this work now. Fun times. Okay, so what's challenging? Of course it's challenging. It's challenging to do the healing work. Because this is the part that's most sensitive, right? Especially since you've been relying on your mind so much, being an air sign. It is very difficult to sit with your emotions and sort them out without identifying with them. It is very difficult to hold that nurturing space that I was telling you about. See, it's feathers that are surrounding this space which is full of abundance, the pentacles. It is difficult to hold that space. It is difficult to stay present with these emotions and these thoughts, and to have a motherly type of attitude towards it, rather than get into the either enactment of it, allowing this devil energy to just push you to get lost again in addiction after addiction after addiction of any kind. As I said, it doesn't matter. Or ways to distract yourself from your experience. Let's put it this way so I don't trigger. Sorry if the word addiction triggers you. The Queen of Pentacles is telling us, stay grounded, stay present, be mindful of your body, be mindful of what you eat, be mindful of how you're doing anything. From the moment you wake up, the routines you have in your life, the way you walk, the way you sit, feeling your body, feeling the earth, being in the present moment, yeah. And it's an important thing here, because yeah, as I said, like Aquarius. Oh, by the way, this is Aquarius energy. This thing about sorting through emotions and Aquarius energy, still it's mind. This is air energy, the water bearer, but air energy. Using your mind in order to sort out emotions, but not to justify patterns that don't make sense anymore. And do so from a place of vulnerability and from awareness. And hold the nurturing space for that. Three of Pentacles. And this Ace of Cups, that, yeah, I think it's difficult to keep an open heart. It is difficult to keep yourself focused on the track. It is difficult to work with feedback right now. And I get it. I get it. This is not easy work. This is definitely not easy work. Being required to sit with your shadow and to befriend the parts of yourself that you don't like, and to catch yourself doing it. Hell, if a friend starts observing the things that I don't like, I get defensive. If I do so, I also get defensive. So the point is to do this with compassion and with love and with vulnerability. And when that happens, when I notice myself doing something that I know is not taking me closer on my path, but it takes me further, just because I want some type of quick fix or emotional relief, I just become judging. The point is to not judge. The point is to hold a loving, nurturing space, to mother yourself. Treat your mind and your emotions when they show up in these crazy ways as you would treat a child. As you would treat a child that's just making is going on a tantrum. I want candies. You're not going to feed your kid candies forever, right? They need to eat nourishing, loving, good food. They need to go to sleep. They need to have a routine and a discipline. You need to do the same for yourself. And especially for the aspects of yourself that are now a bit escapism, going into escapism. Okay, we know that this is challenging, right? But let's see what is the actual advice. What can you actually do about this? Again, the Mother of Pentacles. And I love that this one is actually depicted with the baby. She's a gentle deer, holding this amazing nurturing space for this baby. Fuck yeah, this is inner child work. And the Magician here, it's here to announce that this is creating real change. This is not something that is just, I mean, like, yeah, of course we need to do this work forever and ever and ever. We keep needing to decondition. We create new patterns, we use them for a while. At some point those become obsolete as well. We need to readapt and adapt and adapt and grow. Growth is optional. We can choose not to grow. We can choose to become rigid and bitter and whatever. But if we allow, if we're doing the work, the promise with the magician is that this has real impact in your life. It helps to create something new from a place of awareness. Take the role of the mother now and mother your it's like a teenage that just wants to go party. And it's just like a, I don't know, teenage boy that just wants to, get hammered and have fun and maybe go play with girls. And this is just like a soap opera type of emotional dramas, addiction, and so on. Have a sit with them with a lot of loving awareness. And you can initiate real change, but that requires full acceptance. Requires full acceptance that these are present and these are normal. Even normalize the fact that that is there. Don't expect it. Don't wish it to just vanish or to wish it away. Don't have expectation of yourself to have been more enlightened by now based on the work you've done. Sit with it. And you see, you have the sun. The sun does talk about shadow work. The sun talks about things that sit in the shadow to be brought into the light and to be revealed into the world. Maybe it's something that will be revealed to yourself and also to the world out there. And with the Father of Cups is like full emotional maturity. Emotional maturity means that, oh, that's a black swan. Beautiful one. It also means that you don't need to reveal all these emotions to the people involved or so on. You can share whatever it is important, whatever it will make a change. You're not driven by your emotions. You're full of them and aware of them, but you are not driven by them. They are a tool, just as your mind is, in the service of your heart, in the service of your path, to knowledge, to awareness, to consciousness, to sharing of love. And the sun is also the reminder that of that gentle process of bringing your shadow out into the light. It is safe to do so. It is truly safe to do so if you come from this place of kindness, not from the place of judgment. Why are you here? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? Belittling yourself, judging yourself, putting yourself down, denying your emotions. You can't deny your emotions. We can't wish our emotions away. The emotions are happening to inform us of things that work or don't work for us, or they are not in alignment with our core values. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's somebody else's fault. It's not like somebody makes me feel that way or makes me feel that way. I feel this way because I'm somehow not aligned with what's going on, and certain people trigger this. Use your emotions as your guide to understand what needs love and attention, not what needs discipline or cut off in that sense. It's not it's not a path of cutting off, it's a path of integration. And you see, like, when the sun shines clear, there's the safety. When we come from a place of love, the parts of ourselves that are most terrified and don't want to be seen or they're hiding, which means the shadow, feels more comfortable to come out because it trusts you, because there's love there. And then you have the Four of Pentacles with the Father of Pentacles as future energy. I think it's about your physical world is also a reminder that we sometimes can get too fixated on the and attached to the physical reality, and fixated on our material stuff, like, I don't know, how much money do I have, how much money do I make, my value coming from that, and so on, or my job and career, or no, even health. I see a lot of people, especially in the spiritual world, that they are so proud of themselves, of their health and their health choices and their bodies, and that somehow reflects that how spiritual and awakened they are. Those are important elements for balance, but that's not the goal. The goal is to grow, and the Father of Pentacles comes here to bring that awareness. You have everything you need. Father that side of yourself that gets too stingy and too fixated on the physical realm. And it's fixating of what you already have mainly, and you don't want to grow from there. It is a stability, it's growth. You've grown so far, but you need to let go of this attachment. Whatever that physical realm, whatever in your physical realm that manifests most now. Remember, you are abundant and you are where you need to be. Okay, I'm gonna pull out the Rumi Oracle card for you. And let's see, what is the final message from my dear Aquarius? Lila. Okay. This is the number 34. Again, a 7. As I said, it's a challenging month for all of us. It just manifests for you in this way, but hang in there. This is our opportunity to put this energy at work, to work for us. It really is. And sometimes I forget that myself. I mean, don't worry. Don't worry if sometimes we can get lost. The point is to bring ourselves back and to mother ourselves again and again and again through loving kindness. Okay, the poem from Rumi says, "Put aside your clever schemes." Fantastic. I swear you cannot make this shit up. That's exactly what this 7 of Swords is. Clever schemes to get yourself, to get immediate pleasure of sorts and escapism and sorts. So, put aside your clever schemes. Oh lover, be mindless, become mad, dive into the heart of the flame, become fearless, be like a moth. Turn away from the self and tear down the house. Then come and dwell in the house of love. Be a lover, live with lovers. Clean your chest from all hostility. Wash it 7 times. That's definitely a theme of 7. And I love, like, clean your chest from all hostility. That's how this can feel. And I was telling you earlier that I was feeling this very intense energy at the chest. So it may be you need some heart chakra cleanses. Do that how you know better. But yeah, let's focus. Wash it 7 times, then fill it with the wine of love. Be a chalice for love. Be a chalice. Be that chalice. You must be all love to be worthy to be of the beloved. So, you must be all love to be worthy of the beloved. When going to the gatherings of drunks, be a drunk. Become drunk. Your thought takes a course dragging you in its wake. Move beyond thought. Let your heart lead. Be the leader. When the grace of love is revealed, be a mirror to reflect it. When the beloved's hair is loosened, Brush it like a comb. Be a comb. Oh, beloved, how you are to be envied. You are being given the gift of no self, no noise, no sense. The great beloved truly wants you to be the closer than ever to the wild universal heart. In that field of love, every electronic device goes haywire, systems collapse, worlds collide, and great stars are born from the chaos. But the real you will sense. Wait, what? But the real you will sense none of this. I don't understand this phrase. You'll be starting off at your beloved, so intoxicated by love, your tongue will be loll out of your mouth and you'll drool like a bloodhound and you won't care a hoot, neither will the great beloved. Such will be the passion of your reunion. My goodness, sorry, I don't know why it's so hard to read this for me now. So such will be the passion of your reunion that the only thing to matter will be the one great love exploding inside your being. So who cares if you have no idea what day it is? What was your job supposed to be again? Or how to make conversation, let alone intelligent conversation at the dinner table? Oh well, you shall not be yourself anymore. You shall not be so appropriate or sociable. Who understand crazy words that fall out of your mouth unchecked by logic or rationality? I do. I know the beloved too. I am under the same loving spell. Okay, I'll skip this part because it's just more and more metaphors of that. There is a part that I want to read here. Wait. There is no shame, there is nothing else worth holding on to. Let us go now and throw ourselves upon the goodwill of the Creator. Ta-ta-ta-ta-tam. Surrender. This oracle brings you a message. You are moving through a period of not knowing, of time in the great void or womb of the Divine Mother. Is it in this place the seed can crack open and take root? This cannot happen in the light where all is seen and recognized. It must happen under the cover of darkness where only true trust can assure one of success. This is the way of nature, the way of life, and it must be honored. This oracle brings you ancient wisdom. It guides you not to fear the darkness, but to enter it willingly. It is not for you to become lost, but to find your way. That's the shadow work that I was talking about. This oracle is saying that in the darkness there is the path, the tarikat. Do not turn away from it. Let it be. Be with the lack of knowing. When people ask you so many questions and demand sensible answers to support their notion of reality, do not bow to such unworthiness and fear. Know that their minds may be fearful for your safety and their own, lest divine madness be contagious, but that their fear is nothing to you, nothing at all. It is not even anything to them, but they just don't know that yet. Under the sacred black cloak of the night, the Divine Mother, the Goddess, she who transfigures from darkness into the light, has invited you into her chamber. In that place you should experience annihilation, but only of that which is untrue, that of which would hold you back, dampen your spirit, or prevent you from bursting into full aliveness. For that which is true is already seated deep in her womb and is preparing to be born, strong and with good, powerful legs. So when it is time, it will leap like a wild creature, all instinct and intuition, into the morning light. For this moment, however, there is darkness, and that is essential for the appearance so imminent, beloved, of the light on its way. This oracle brings you guidance. If you find yourself to be sad, to be grieving, whether you know for what or not, or even depressed or struggling, feeling as though you are being pulled down, do not fight. Bear witness instead. Allow what is taking place to take place. Allow what is happening to happen. You shall find the joy in allowing the interplay of darkness and the light to take place according to a greater unfolding rhythm of your own divine process. Yes, that is the case. Okay, so there's a sacred honoring ritual here. If you want to do it, do it. If you don't feel the call, just let it go, don't do it. yeah, before I say that, I actually just want to reiterate this. It is truly important to be really, really gentle with yourself and to allow this experience. Remember, this is shadow work, but in order for this to work, you need to stay with the shadow. You need to befriend the shadow and to create that trust. So now the ritual. Sit in a dark and quiet space if possible. Say aloud, I honor the darkness that serves the all-loving light. Through the grace of Rumi and the Divine Mother. Wait, I'll just say that again. I'm so sorry. So say aloud. I honor the darkness that serves the all-loving light. Through the grace of Rumi and the Divine Mother, I am blessed with growth of my soul into life. Even with the darkest of dark places, the Divine Beloved dwells with unfailing generosity and compassion. In my surrender, I am held, and in my darkness, the seed of new life takes root. So be it. Rest for as long as it feels good. You have completed your honoring ritual. This almost brought me to tears. It's so intense, and like the whole sensation I have with this. It's very physical. Be kind to yourself. Do not be afraid. Your fear would just empower more and more resistance and more escapism. Sit with the escapism, observe it when it happens, and be gentle with yourself. Don't expect yourself to finally have it all done, discovered in one session now. You know, this is the work for the whole month. Notice the darkness, see the shadow, be with it, love it, allow it, and that's how the light comes through. I feel for you. I feel for us actually. My moon is in Aquarius as well as my rising, so we're doing this work together. And may our practice benefit all beings. May this work that we're doing not be just for the benefit of us to just feel good about ourselves, but may this work that we do come into the world somehow, you know, pour itself out into the world through more love and more grace. If you like this reading and if you resonate with it, please like, share, subscribe, comment, share your experience if you feel the call, and I'll see you here next month. May our practice benefit all beings.